Okay, last night I went over an oil trade I took here on Topstep X. I will show the results of that. $806 today. I did go ahead and lock that account. So $806 there on that combine, the 100K combine there for Topstep. I went over that. Let me actually show the oil chart since we're looking at oil. But I did. You can go back and see my Sunday night stream. I did call oil long there at the open, and I said I was looking for a top somewhere around 72.50. And that's exactly what happened today. It actually came up to 72.54. Let's go to the weekly chart. I will show you where I got that number from. And that was right here. I was actually looking at 71.98 all the way up to 72.50. Because if you look over here to the left, you can see that. But if you go to the daily chart, it's, just all this liquidity in here we had there at the 72 level. So I did excuse me, I did hold on to that trade all night long, and that was a result about $800 there. So as you can see, I did lock that account, and so that account will not be traded now until the new session. I love that feature on TopStep X. I wish every platform had it. And now they do have a new thing where you can trail. So you can set your risk parameters here. And then you can actually set a trail that will trail you throughout the day with your profit. And then, you can lock that out from there. So, anyway, I did blow my funded account with Apex this morning. But so I started a new eval there. It's up 51,000. And the day traders won lost about $500 in that before I pretty much called that one quits. But yeah, that oil trade was the best trade I took all night. It was just a perfect setup because we had an outside week on oil last week, and so I was looking for back inside green, and that's exactly what's happened so far. So it was just a perfect setup there for the strat, and it was just perfect. I don't know what else to say about it. It was just a perfect setup, perfect trade, and I wasn't gonna miss that. So, yeah, wish I'd have taken it on my PA account, but I didn't, and there's that. So, as the old saying goes, no use in crying over spilled milk. So it is what it is. Just have to move on. But I really love that feature there on TopStep X. I think it is fantastic. You can just lock it out and be done with it, and move on to another account or whatever. Go on about your business. And but yeah, that oil trade worked out beautifully. I took one mini on that oil trade, and swung it all night. Woke up to some great profit there on that $806 and locked it out. So yeah, so that trade, I don't know how much further they'll continue to push this. Through the week, maybe 72.85. I'd be looking for if they continue that, then 73.99. But I'm probably done with oil there for the week. Just back inside green play off of a 3 red. Outside week last week, bearish, and then back inside green, which that setup occurs a ton. So because you got to start off as a 1 before you can turn into a 2. So yeah, so I'll just look back inside green there on the week on oil, and so that trade is over for me. I don't know if I'll continue to trade oil or not. We can look at the indices. So we're having, I was looking for inside week on ES. So far, that's what's happening. But they have bought it here. They started buying it last night with a vengeance, and but I just didn't. I called long off the open, but I didn't stick with it and kind of got chopped up in here a little bit. But it happens. I was looking at smaller time frames, which I know I don't do well with for the most part. So I have to stick with with larger time frames for my for what works for me. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give an update. That oil long I called last night at open was fantastic. It turned out great. I wish I'd have gone a little bit heavier on that, especially on that setup. Three back inside green. It's like one of my favorite strat setups. So I wish I'd have gone back a little heavier on that. But it is what it is. One thing I've kind of learned not to do is look back on what could have been, right? Because you go down that whole rabbit hole of coulda, woulda, shoulda, and then you're stuck. So you just got to take it as it comes and roll with it. All right, I'm gonna be back in just a second. I'm gonna go fix some tea. Nice setup here on ES. We had a hammer, two down green hammer, back up inside, two up. But I'll be back in a second. Well, that 2 up on ES worked out nice. While I went to make some tea. Called it right before I went in there, so but yeah, that 2 up went nice there on the hour. I think one thing I'm learning too is just, to be patient and like wait on the setup. I mean, that oil trade last night was absolutely beautiful. I called it live on stream. I was going along on oil. Worked out absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I think it just, I mean, this is a journey, and it just, sometimes you just got to learn to trust yourself and trust what you're seeing. And, if you're not seeing it, walk away and just wait. So, I'm learning to do that. You guys may hear some dogs in the background. They're playing, so. So a little bit pullback here on this new hour here on NQ.
Order filled.
I'm gonna take a couple here. We'll see if it works out or not. Of course, it retraces as soon as I get into it. Bastards. I didn't get in at the top of the hour, which is what I should have done. Because I like the new hour opening of the 4-hour candle. Which I've got one right here. You have to set a custom. So the only thing is, if this doesn't continue to pull back here and come down below 52, down to 34, then it's probably will retrace. And I mean, if we go above this wick here, 895, then I'd be looking for 904, and then all the way up there to 967. So we'll just have to see how this plays out here. I probably jumped in that obviously a little bit too early. Actually would have been a nice little buying opportunity there into those 50s. Nova, good Lord, are you okay? I hope we get a pullback down into these wicks right here. Would be absolutely ideal. Plus this body here, we got at 45. So, let's hope we can get a little bit of continued pullback there. Let me look on the daily again. I think we did have outside day. No, not yet. But I was looking at it this morning. We were in this area here. I was like, are we going to go outside day? So we still very could. I mean, we still got 2 hours. It's very possible we get a major push up here and go outside day. And the reason you can tell that is because, well, last night they started buying right at open and pushed us above this. But once you go above the 50% of the previous candle, you got a good chance of going outside day. Let's see how I can do indicator on that. I don't want to do indicator. I want to do a drawing. Fibonacci retracement. So what you do is you take the previous candle, draw a fib. It's not going to be exact, but once you go above that 50%, which in this case was around here 21,753. So once you go above that, you've got a really good chance of going outside day. Which outside day covers, both sides of the previous range. If we don't go outside day, for sure it's going to be what the strat will call a 2-down green, which is bullish. And then tomorrow I'd be looking for, buying all the way up in here into 22,000. Well, almost, 22,082s would be where I'd be looking to probably take some off. 22,018, 51, 80, 85-ish area. Nova, you are not that hungry. That is Phoebe's food. You dogs are crazy.
Stop filled.
That is Phoebe's food. Alright, so I took out my stop. Well, that's why you have them. So I gave back a little bit of profit there, about 400 bucks. I'm certainly not a perfect trader, that's for sure. I just happen to be somebody lucky enough to find the strat, and it's worked. It's worked beautifully for me. I'm really curious to see if we go outside day now. I mean, we need to clear this here 21972. I mean, we'd have to get another 100-point push. But if we don't get it today, if we don't go outside day, like I said, we're basically two down green. And then, I'd be looking for two up tomorrow, which would break this wick so far, and then this would be my target here at 972. If we break 972, then I'd be looking for 22,022 area. But that oil long, man, that was just gorgeous for me. It was a gorgeous trade. I went long right at open last night on oil, just based off of the weekly chart because we had a previous outside week. And so I was looking for back inside green, all the way up to 72 and a half. And that's exactly what happened. I actually swung that trade long all night. And it turned out great. So we're gonna push up here. Let's just do like 5 M&Qs.
Order filled.
See if we can get a push up here. So we're close to going. We were close to going to up here on the 4-hour. It dipped. I bought it here because I thought we were going to try to come down here into the 30s, but it's just 4 hours turning into a hammer. So looking for maybe here to push into the 90s. So I know this is just 5 micros. I'm going to put a stop on this, and here's why. Because, guys, I don't know if any of you have traded during Trump. I learned to trade options during Trump and during his first term, and he can tweet something and the market will move bonkers. So we're going to put a stop on this just to be on the cautious side, and I'll move my stop, if we get up into the 80s to 90s, and I'll probably take this trade off. It is working out so far, so I'll probably take that trade off, if we get up into that area. But yeah, I'm really hoping that we do go outside day, because it'd be great. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. I'd be looking for a 2-up, for tomorrow's session. We'll probably chop around overnight and then maybe push 2-up for tomorrow's session. So we'll just have to see what happens. I have to work tomorrow during the day, so I won't be able to trade it, but or I probably shouldn't trade it. Maybe a couple micros or something, but but overall, I definitely can't trade any minis tomorrow. I'll be back in a second. Oh, by the way, I appreciate you guys tuning in. The best way you can support my channel is use my Apex code. It's Blues Trades. Right now, it'll get you 80% off. They just announced a new sale today. So 80% off. And then once you pass the account, then it's a $125 activation fee for that PA. So see if we can get a little more buying into this hammer here on the 4 hour. We did get a 2 up, but we need to really push it. See if we can get up here into the 890s. So my main accounts are at Apex, but you know, like I said, I do have that Topstep X combine I'm working on, and I love the platform, just for a lot of the features that it has, because you know you can lock yourself out, you know, all those sorts of things. But and you know, it really reminds me a lot of TradingView, I guess, because it's kind of built on top of TradingView. So you know, there's that too. But yeah, it's TradingView is my favorite actually to execute on, but it's hard to. I mean, if you know you want to copy trade, like you've got to, you know, set everything up in NinjaTrader, then have the copier running, you know, all that. Choose the Trade of 8 account you want to be the leader, set that, then execute on that, you know, that sort of thing. So it's just it's a lot, I think. It's a lot. I don't know if they're going to buy it and push us up here or not. They're going to pull it back and hit my stop, but we'll see. Which is the way it looks like it's going. I should have moved my stop up. I don't want to flip short though, because I think this is just temporary pullback, but because the overall trend today it's been up since since opening last night. I mean, I called long at open last night. You know, so I mean, I did okay. I can't really complain. Overall, like I've traded, you know, pretty well. Woke up feeling like crap, so I didn't really trade the best this morning that I should have. But yeah, it's overall I've done pretty well, and I'm pretty happy overall today with how I've traded. So the other thing that I do a lot is I find what the strat will call a mother bar, which is this one. This is the range we're in. So you find this mother bar, and then I would draw a fib on that. And that will pretty much, it's not going to be 100% exact here, but that'll pretty much tell you. So this morning, this 4 hour candle, well, this was the new 4 hour candle, was perfect, just absolute perfect entry for long. But yeah, that's based off of the mother bar range. And Rob Smith, the guy who created the strat, has a great video on that. It's this one right here. Rob Smith trading inside the mother bar. So you can watch this video here. It's on Sepia Group's website, but he explains that, and he says some people are really good at it and some aren't. But I just learned how to trade within that mother bar, and it's worked out great for me. hope I can get that Top Step combine pass this week. I'm not gonna push it, but I hope I can. I mean, up what almost $1,000 day one. I mean, $900 just shy of it. So, the only thing, you've got a 50% consistency rule with their combines. So, I mean, I should be okay though, because, I mean, if I, can pass it within a week, which, again, I should be able to. But I did lock it for today's session. All right, let's see if we can get this push here.
I can't help you with that.
Oh, shut up, Siri. All right, going two up here on this new 4 hour. See if we can get a push up here. 84 to 91 is where I'd be looking to potentially take this trade off. I'm going to sell 3.
Order filled.
All right, so sold 3. So this is what they call the parabolic SAR, which I don't know if it would help me or not, to be honest with you. Probably not. Most indicators do not help me. You can find the mother bar range on any time frame if you zoom out. So like this is the 15 minute. Here's your mother bar range here from 21,904 to 21,683. So you can find that mother bar range on any time frame, which is what I try to do. I try to find it on whatever time frame I'm looking at. Here it is on the hour, the one I drew. So far, this is turning into an outside hour here on NQ. So 21, because we've taken out both sides of this previous hour here. So I'm actually gonna
Stop filled.
I'm actually going to get out of this trade.
Order filled.
So the biggest thing with my trading has been I can make the money. It's holding on to the money and walking away when I have the money, which is why I locked myself out on that Topstep account. So that's been one of my biggest struggles, honestly, with trading is not necessarily not making the money, because it's hanging on to the money once I've made it, and being disciplined enough to walk away from trading and stop trading. So yeah, so this hour is turning into an outside hour. Be interesting to see what happens from here. Maybe we're done. Do I trade supply demand? No. Nope. Don't even know how to read it. I trade the strat. To me, you're welcome. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Somewhere in my photos, I have a thing of the strat. Let me see if I can find it real quick. May have saved it to my desktop. Yeah. So right here, strat combos. So you can just Google this, the strat combos, and you'll be able to find this. This is actually a little bit of an outdated one. One of the newer ones has the broadening formation built into it. But this is enough to get you started right here. So right here you've got a 3 red. So like on this, you've got a 3 red. So if you will look over here on the hour on NQ, you've got a 3 red. So what happens from that is you either get back inside green or you get 2 down. Which is how I knew on oil to go back long, because I'm going to show you why. You not see a weekly chart on... How the hell do you see a weekly chart on Tradeovate? I guess you can't. We'll look at it here on TradingView. So we had an outside week last week, red. I went back inside green. And I called it last night. I swung it all night long. And I was looking for this liquidity area here at 72.52. Well, the high today was 72.55. So I was within 2 or 3 cents of calling the high on that. Tesla, we had I talked about it last night on stream. We had a 2 down week. I said we might get some inside buying back, but ultimately I'm bearish on Tesla. Oil still going. So that was just a perfect trade for me. That set up on oil, outside weak, back inside green. Just it's like one of my absolute favorite setups. From what they call a 3-1 on the strat. So it was something that I sat down and noticed. I mean, when we would get a 3 red on futures, knowing you're either going to get back inside green, 2 up or 2 down, and everything has to start off as a 1 basically. So we went back inside green. I took a shot on it last night, long oil, and it worked out great. So that was this $806, and I locked it out. Yeah, to me, the strat, like finding the strat was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me with trading. I did learn from Rob, the guy who created it, but also learned a ton from Sarah Strat Sniper. And that's who I would, tell you to go to her channel and start with her first video. What is the strat? She learned from Rob as well, and really took off, and she's done amazing with it. So she's a great teacher. And she still does some teaching, but now they've got it's behind a paywall basically. But her main channel, Sarah Strat Sniper, no H on her name, so SARA. You can watch all the videos and learn for free, and then just take that strat combo sheet and you've got it. But yeah, just sitting down and learning futures was amazing for me. It also made me a better options trader. So I do still trade options somewhat. I'm mostly focused on futures, but I do still trade options somewhat. But yeah, learning the strat, like, it was like amazing. So that's why I try to give back and teach it, teach it on my channel as well with futures. And, obviously I can't tell anybody what to do. I can't tell you what trades to take. But, I can lay out what the strat is indicating, and, up to you what you do with it. I'm definitely not a perfect trader. I still mess up all the time. I blew a funded account this morning. Just like I said, I woke up, didn't really feel well, should have been trading to begin with, and there went my account. But I had $24,000 of payouts last year in Apex, so there's that. Not perfect, should have been a lot more payouts, but just shy of $25,000 in payouts from Apex, so I'll take it. Of course, now I got to pay taxes on all that. Well, I think that's part of the problem because I was trying to be perfect. And as much as I love NQ, ES is to me ES is just easier to trade. Beautiful thing about the strat though is it works on any time frame, any ticker. So like I said, called oil long last night. Called indices long at open. I just didn't stick with it. But yeah, that oil long was like awesome. I wish I could go back and do that trade again. It was absolutely perfect. Yeah, to me, actually, there was a study done that NQ moves 60% faster than ES. 60%. Like, that's a lot. So you see how thin this candle here is on ES? So yeah, we're just chopping. They could have TTO'd right here, which is strat term for triangle they out, which means that basically you're reversing, you're switching course. So it looks like this. Kind of kind of similar to a broadening formation a bit. And in fact, you could draw a broadening formation off of that. That'll be a slight one there at the bottom, but you get the picture. So in this we're just in this megaphone pattern here until we get out of it. Not perfect at the bottom, but good enough. So yeah, so we're just in this megaphone pattern, this broadening formation here, until we break this. So basically, price discovery all over again. This is a no trade. This is a no trade setup for me. I'm green for the day. I really don't see any need in messing it up at the end of the day. To me, this is the hour. This is the hour chart. No, I don't trade on the 1 minute. I can't do it. I even tried to trade on 5 minute last night, and it was a disaster for me. I have to stick to the larger time frames. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Probably hop back on for Asia, but yeah, I'm not. I just don't see a trade right now, and I don't want to sit around and try to force something. So I'm gonna call it quits for the day. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Feel free to use my Apex code, Blues Trades. That'll get you 80% off right now. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll try to hop back on for Asia. All right.